Sat down here about a minute ago. Had a minute to spend till it hit 7:40, and my live was scheduled to start, and started stretching a little bit, and it felt good. Made me want to get back into a little more regular. I don't know if I haven't worked out. I haven't been to the gym in 2 weeks or so because I just moved and I didn't join a new gym yet. But I'll tell you what, it felt really good given a couple big stretches right before the last minute before my show was supposed to start. Made me wonder why I don't do it every morning, but I do it a lot of mornings. But I'll just tell you, if you're sitting there at home, want to feel a little better, do some intense, not even intense, like vicious stretches, raising your arms, go like that, doing some twists, standing up. Well, let's do it a little bit. Doing some toe touches, ragdolling up, reaching up again. I'll just tell you, moving your body, I guess is what I'm saying, feels real good. And it's easy if you're not purposeful to do that, to just kind of forget it and go, well, I walked around or I was active at work or coached the kids' soccer game and stuff like that. But I think doing things with intent is always good. And just tell you, it feels really good to get a few stretches in. Frank, I'm sorry. The coffee was out in the lobby. I originally scheduled my show for 7:30. Coffee was out in the lobby. I had to scurry back and reset the time to 7:40. And even then, I barely got here. Good morning, Chip. Good morning, Pat Riley. I'd feel a little better if I blew my nose. Hey, look at this right here. There. I feel better. I feel better. Good morning, Sandra Lynn. And good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy. I'm going to stretch my ankles while I'm talking. It feels so good. Everything feels stiff today. What the heck? It feels like I'm almost 60 years old or something. I can't be. How would that happen? 60 is so old. Still feel like a kid in high school. Yeah, my body's awfully stiff. But anyways, I was saying good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Saturday morning. It is March 1st. I know I say it all the time, but time goes pretty quick. All right, first 2 months of 2025 are down. I still don't know what happened to 2024. Pretty soon it's going to be my birthday, and we're going to be rocking. It's going to be August 7th, and we're all going to be partying and singing me happy birthday. Woo! 57. Oh. Then it's going to be Thanksgiving, then Christmas, and then it'll be 2026 before we know it. So time goes pretty quick. But anyway, again, yeah, this is a show I've been doing for quite some time. It's a show about me talking, kind of sharing some feelings, kind of sharing a little bit about the ups and downs we have in life, kind of my journey down my path that is my life. Let me take a swig of water here real quickly. But for those that have been watching a while, you know, hold on, I'm going to back you guys up a little bit. Give myself some room to put my coffee. Hello. It's not just a show about me talking. It is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I have a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me, and I'm so excited to have my first sip at this extremely late hour. Hold on. I like to have all my ducks in a row when I do my show, and my ducks weren't all in a row. But again, I'm excited to have this first sip. And my hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well, because it is Saturday morning and it is going to be a great day. So, cheers to us. Oh, think I may have only added one cream, and it's a sweetened cream to this cup of coffee. I'm going to take another swig. Kind of wish there was two sweetened creams in this cup of coffee, but we can't always get what we want. Oh, but we get what we need. Should write a song like that. What would we title it? Who would we have singing it? Who would play on guitar, on drums? I can't think of a band that we could get to play. We have some strange people right off the bat. There's a lot of strangeness in the world. I do my best to separate the wheat from the chaff. I'm not even sure. I've never used that word in my life, but I think I've heard it in, I don't know, some either biblical or farming thing, separating the wheat from the chaff. And I do my best to separate the wheat, which is apparently, I'm assuming, because it's wheat, is the stuff we keep, with the chaff, which is the garbage and the stuff we don't need. But with the amount of strange people we have in the world, especially here on social media, sometimes it is hard to separate the wheat from the chaff. Oh, you guys are talking about the Rolling Stones. I guess you picked up on my not so subtle reference this morning. On my not so subtle reference. How old is Keith Richards? I know Mick Jagger's over 80. So I assume Keith Richards is as well. Well, the original drummer, I think, was Keith Moon. Was that the Who or was that the Stones? Who was Keith Moon? Who did he play for? I don't know. Keith Moon. I could guess he played for the Stones. I don't think I would ever known who the Who drummer was. So anyway, he died young. But the rest of the band is really living. Charlie Watts. No, Charlie Watts is the new. Well, who was Keith Moon? Charlie Watts isn't. Maybe Charlie Watts is. Keith Moon was the Who. Okay, thank you. All right. Well, then I take that back. I take it back. The Stones are all living. I mean, maybe one of them has passed. I don't want to start my Saturday morning with such a mobile or morbid discussion, but they have lived a long life. All of them. I mean, I can get Mick Jagger, kind of, because he's running around on stage all the time. But even still, they've done well. They've done pretty well for themselves, those boys. Hello, 14 Marathon from Downers Grove. Good morning, 55. How are you? Charlie Watts is dead. Okay, but Charlie Watts lived a pretty long time, though. Soda Sound must be quite the musical expert, or at least more of an expert than me. Oh, I do not know if I have anything of value for you. I don't know if I have anything of value for you today. Started a new job this week and worked late last night. I didn't think I would work late. Went to bed late. I got home from work. I watched a movie, Mile 22 with Mark Wahlberg. I think I got a man crush on Mark Wahlberg a little bit. and it was fairly okay. It was an action shoot 'em up movie. There was a few scenes in it where there was a guy that you didn't know if he was a what his story was, but he was a really tough bad guy, and he was cool. And he did some fighting scenes, and it was exciting, so it sucked me in and kept me awake. And the movie kind of ended in one of those leave you hanging endings where the intent is that they're going to come out with another movie to answer how the first movie ended. But apparently, because I was going, what the heck just happened? Because it ended that way. Apparently, the movie's reviews were not high enough for them to ever come out with the next Mile 22. So, in my picks to click, if you're looking for something to do on the Saturday night, I mean, if you got nothing to do, Mile 22 might be worthwhile, but just be prepared for what happens at the end. Hello, Cheyenne. Hello, Kareem. Hello, George Washington. Hello, Ace Wolf Peach. How are you all doing today? We've got a refreshing audience this morning. We're starting a little late. We're starting a little late. All my regulars are either gave up on my show, and we've just opened up today's audience to the YouTube egg commenting audience. Because on the YouTube trolls are very specific. They're very specific. They talk about like a couple different things, which I can deal with. It just seems kind of strange. Yes. Hello, USA. I'm glad you're back. I wonder if USA, because somebody named USA just tuned in and they said they're back. I wonder if that's a political statement, if they created this account just to say the United States is back or not. All right, I don't have much to say, so we might as well delve into some world politics. I hear Trump and the guy from Ukraine got into a fight in the Oval Office. I know no details. I know no details whatsoever. It's Zelensky and Trump, but they got into an argument, and Zelensky left angry. And apparently they were yelling at each other. I mean, I should have looked into that. I don't believe in looking in the news, watching the news. But that one's almost a big enough story that I should have looked at it a little bit. I'm just kind of curious. Kind of curious what happened. You don't often, and granted, this was the news telling the story, but you don't often hear about fights in the Oval Office. It wasn't a fisticuffs, of course, but I think it was fairly hostile. I'm wondering what happened. I'm wondering what happened. I think I'm just throwing something out at you guys to see if we can get some conversation around it. If it was performative, it's some amazing political theatrics. So you think it was staged? Are you saying Fit from Fat? No, it obviously wasn't staged. Federal workers are getting laid off with no checks and balances. Huh. Yeah, no, I should have looked at it. It kind of interests me. I'm kind of fascinated with Trump. And again, I try and avoid politics. I should watch the clip. Okay, I will. I will. Again, I try and avoid the news and I try to avoid politics. But lately, I've been watching the markets this last week and I saw a fight in the Oval Office. Got me thinking. Wonder what it was about. Hear more about Hanky Panky. You missed a good one. Okay. Hello, big fan. I wonder what you're a big fan of. You might be a big fan of me, which I like to think. Maybe you're a big fan of Zelensky. Maybe you're a big fan of Trump. I don't know. When you don't have much to say on a Saturday morning, just throw Donald Trump's name and Ukraine and various other world events and see where the audience takes the conversation. And I apologize for that. What state do I live in? I live in Wisconsin. I live in Wisconsin. It was strange. I checked into this hotel about 2 weeks ago. I moved, not even 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. Moved up to Appleton, Wisconsin, to kind of do a little restart, if you will, after a second divorce in 10 years. And it came up here, found this hotel on Expedia.com, and went by price, stopped by the the lowest price hotel in the area. It was okay, but it was in a area I didn't want to hang out, and came to this one like two or three down the list. And I go, wow, this is pretty nice, pretty nice. But I also noted while I was looking at Expedia that they were talking about like draft rooms, NFL draft rooms. And I was going, what are you talking about? I didn't know what they were talking about. And then yesterday, as I was walking through the lobby, I think the manager of the hotel uh, alerted me that because we're like 30 miles, I'm in Appleton, Wisconsin. We're about 30 miles from Green Bay. Apparently, and I had no idea, the NFL draft is taking place in Green Bay this year. And apparently in Wisconsin, the Green Bay Packers are a pretty big deal. And the NFL draft is a big deal. And all the hotels in the whole state basically are sold out in advance and booked up. And I'm going to stay here during those 6 days. My room is going to be all right. We were talking about this. We were talking on the show yesterday about what price gouging. About price gouging. And I don't believe, and I don't want to, because it kind of agitates me. I don't believe, I believe it's okay to price gouge. If I have something that you want, you got to pay what I want to sell it to you for. Plain and simple. I don't see how we can say not. I brought up Disney yesterday because Disney price gouges. Because if you're thirsty and you're in the park and you want a beer, you're going to have to pay $20 for that beer at Disney. That is price gouging. I think I'll just say the far left goes, oh, it's milk during hurricanes. But I think that's the very rare situation where the most common situation occurs every day, everywhere you look. When gas and oil is scarce, gas prices are high. When beef is scarce, meat prices go up. And when hotel rooms are scarce, hotel rooms prices go up. So I experienced price gouging firsthand yesterday. Hello, Julie Flanagan. I experienced price gouging firsthand yesterday here in Appleton. And I'm not, I mean, I get that I don't like it. I get that I don't like it, but it's obviously price gouging when during the draft in Green Bay that the hotel rooms across the state triple in price. So that's price gouging, right? But I'm okay with it. The concept makes sense. Yeah, supply and demand. It's the way things work. How else are we going to determine the price of something? I don't like it. I do not know what I will do during the NFL draft here in Appleton, Wisconsin. You walk to the lobby and coffee is now $5 a cup. Do I buy 2 cups? I don't understand that, Frank. Tomorrow morning I walk to the lobby and coffee is now $5 a cup. Do I buy 2 cups? No. No, I probably go to Starbucks and pay $3 for their coffee down the street. Oh, you mean during the draft, do I have to pay double? No, but it's not even double. It's like 4 times. These people in Wisconsin really, really must like their football. But again, I mean, it hurts. I like this hotel. I like this room, but it is, I was surprised she was asking. I'm going, that's the end of April. It's end of April. Who knows where I'll be in end of April? Got a couple Julie Flanagan jokes I want to throw out there, but they might not be so funny. When is the draft? Hello, Nikki Flaming. How are you? Haley, is it really your birthday? Is it really your birthday? Good morning, Jack Taylor. Good morning, Jack Taylor. I was just talking about price gouging again, Jack Taylor. Were you on yesterday when I was talking about price gouging and how I think it's fairly okay? There's no such thing. It's just supply and demand. After doing the show yesterday, Jack Taylor, I experienced it like almost within a half an hour when they told me that the price of my hotel room during draft weekend would be up like fourfold. I tell you what, you should own real estate somewhere in the state of Wisconsin around Green Bay. And keep it vacant all year. Don't even try and rent it because maybe outside of hunting season, nobody wants it. But I will tell you what, during precious football season, during those NFL weekends and those apparently draft weekends, sorry, Julie, I'm just experiencing the Green Bay economy that I now live in, that I was totally unprepared for. I actually called my friend Julie and go, holy smokes, I think I called my friend Julie. They really raised the rates for the hotel rooms in the whole north part of Wisconsin so much because there's a draft. You know, if you live near Chicago and the draft's in Chicago, you probably don't even notice. Certainly your hotel rooms aren't going to go up significantly. So to sound, Julie, do you see what somebody said? Is Julie still there? So to sound, don't joke about that. Believe me, I investigated it. I investigated that as a possibility. I was like, when the manager told me that, I go, hey, I got a fallback plan. You're trying to price gouge me. But anyway, yeah, enough about that. The Flamingo Room. It is the Flamingo Room. It's like college graduations. Crazy expensive. Yeah. You go to your kids' graduations or maybe a football game. My daughter goes to Iowa State. I've yet to go there for a football game, but I am excited too. Yeah, hotels become unaffordable, or what was it? Do they still frack? Wait, is it called frack? Frack. Do they still frack? Like in North Dakota and places like that? But yeah, how are you going to stop supply and demand? I mean, how can you stop it? But I think it's used, that term, as a political weapon to make certain, I don't know how you can stop it or why you'd want to. Hey, 55, $350 a night. Julie, for $350 a night, Julie, Julie. I don't know what Shrek. No, frack, Jack Taylor. They are still fracking. Have I ever been to Michigan? Yes, I have been to Michigan. $200. I'm going to have my agent call Steve, Julie, and we can work something out. We can work something out. No, but seriously, woke up this morning going, I better make some plans for that last week of April. I was thinking about going back to Chicago and seeing if any of my friends wanted to visit. Wouldn't do much good staying here and working my butt off just to barely, maybe if I'm lucky, pay the rent. I'm going to need to find a much higher paying job between now and then. Hello, Nikki. Same forecast for the next day. I haven't heard of it. Maybe first. Steve is great. Steve is great. No, Frank. She doesn't want to be back on my show. She can start her own show. I told her if she wants to, I'll help her do it. Isn't Appleton famous for Houdini and family setting there for a bit? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Houdini and Appleton, Wisconsin. I'm not saying it wouldn't be. Helen wants to know. I appreciate you guys are all worried about my housing. We got a great audience today. We got 65 people watching, I think. We have 14 thumbs up. If anybody new is here, please subscribe to my show. I go live every morning. I used to say always at 5:45, and then I said always on the sixes. But this morning I slept till 7:15, and I'm gonna sleep in till I sleep in, because I will tell you what, sleeping in feels pretty darn good. So my show got started late today, but I have a lot of fun doing it. I've been doing this show a while. And if you would please subscribe to my page, I'd appreciate it. If you would give me a thumbs up, I'd also appreciate it, because that will push the stream out to more people, and my audience will grow. My audience will grow from that. And I'd like my audience to grow because I have a lot of fun doing this. I mean, a lot of fun. I'm sitting here drinking coffee, talking about price gouging. I had as much fun in this. What, Jack Taylor? Leave me alone, Jack Taylor. Scott, the new job is great. Worked for the first week and just finished up my first week yesterday. And I'd say it's going great. It's going better than I could have expected, to be honest with you, which feels really nice. Worked 40 hours, which is more than I expected in the first week, which feels good. There's opportunities to pick up extra shifts because in what I'm doing, there's a lot of employees and some people need time off. And so there's opportunities to pick up extra shifts frequently. And it's kind of nice because now, no matter how much they schedule me or when they schedule me, I think I'll be able to put in for more shifts and make more money. But again, like most places, they don't want you to go over 40 hours. And I was doing some calculations last night, going, okay, well, here's what I'm scheduled. Here's what I've worked. Maybe I could pick up one more shift and not put me into overtime. Look at me. I sound like a real regular worker. I sound like a bring my lunch in a pail, eat my ham sandwich on the top of some building in New York City with the dudes as a steel worker. That's what I've become. What do I do for work? Well, primarily, I'm a super successful content creator here on YouTube and various other social media platforms. But just to keep me entertained, I do some other things from time to time. How many countries have I been to? I don't know. A few. Do we count those little countries, those little islands in the Caribbean, as countries? Like, is Turks and Caicos a country? Probably not. The Bahamas is a country. Jamaica is a country. I've been to both of those, but I've probably been to a couple other countries that are islands in the Caribbean. But I can't think of them offhand. Hello, Richard Sternicle. He's saying yes. Wait, is Turks and Caicos a country, Rich? Because I've been there. I know Cozumel isn't it. I'm thinking of my ports of call on my cruise, wondering how many countries I racked up. I've certainly been to Jamaica a couple times. Been to Bahamas several times. I mean, I guess it's a country. I apologize to any Bahamians out there. But the difference in my mind between the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos is, I don't know. They're both, in my mind, sandy beaches and margaritas. And gambling. Maybe Turks and Caicos is a country. It's a territory. Okay, thank you. You have to get a stamp each time. All right. Coffee is from Yemen. Hello, John. How are you? John, you're my CNBC guy, right? We got a John Joe and we got a John, and sometimes I get them a little confused. What's my earliest memory? I don't know, but I do remember seeing a calendar in school, and it was 1974 on the calendar. I kind of remember, I think, Richard Nixon resigning. I was a very politically active 5 or 6 year old. Sat down at the family table and said, "So, what do we think about this whole Watergate scandal?" Sorry, I'm screwing up my words. Well, Ken, John Dean and Ehrlichman, Woodward and Bernstein. A Few Good Men was on the other night. I watched it for a few minutes. I knew I watched it in film class sometime in my life, but it wasn't that interesting to me, so I didn't watch it for very long. What's on my agenda today? Well, I'm not scheduled to work, but I have put in for a work shift today. So if they give me the shift, and again, I might be button up into overtime, so I do not know if they will give me the shift or not. And since I've worked the last 5 days, I'll tell you what, and I've been working, you're not going to feel sorry for me, but hard. I've barely felt the need to leave my hotel in the mornings. Usually I have a great need to get up and go and do something and be productive and this and that. But I'll tell you what, my old bones are sore and tired. My last week has been focused on work and rest, work and rest, and drinking coffee and feeding myself. Uh, Thoughts on Roberta Flack passing? I mean, absolutely no thoughts about Roberta Flack passing. Do I like the song Killing Me Softly? Yes. If you said who sings Killing Me Softly, I don't think I would have said Roberta Flack. Do I take a packed lunch each day? No, I don't. Uh, what are my thoughts on Forex trading? To be honest, I don't even know what Forex trading is. I assume Forex stands for foreign exchange. But to me, or it might be some sort of online. I don't know what Forex trading is, JV Joe. I appreciate the question. But I don't know what Forex trading really is. In the first quarter of 2025, Starbucks sales declined 4%, comparable transactions declined 6%. Well, we haven't even been through the first quarter. You mean their fiscal first quarter, maybe? Uh, I tell you what, I was watching CNBC the other day, and somebody was saying how Starbucks stock chart looks great, and I honestly believe that it did. And I do believe in what the CEO, they got a new CEO a few months ago, is doing. I think it's probably long term good for the store. I noticed, because I'm a frequent Starbucks visitor, the employees are cleaning. Employees are wiping counters down and sweeping the floor. It's weird. Corporate wide, they've gotten so lax on that as an employee or as a customer, excuse me, I'd be sitting there in a chair and I'd see like a pile of garbage on a table or on the floor even, and I go, well, I don't want to sit and look at this garbage. I've waited tables, so I'm used to cleaning tables. So I'd pick them up and I'd throw it out. But I'm like, an employee should probably be doing this. I'm a customer or a guest. I shouldn't be doing it. But they've gotten better about that. They've gotten a little less friendly, but a little more professional. But I think Starbucks' biggest problem is they've overexpanded, and that there's a Starbucks, there's two Starbucks. I'm in Appleton, Wisconsin. Uh, there's one about a half a mile that way, and there's one about a mile and a little over a mile that way. And I go to the further one just because I like its atmosphere a little bit. But I think they're eating each other's, they've overexpanded. And if there's any new competition, and I still think Starbucks is the chain, the coffee shop, I think local coffee shops have their charm, but they're going to have a really difficult time competing with Starbucks long term. But hopefully there's always a spot for them because they do have charm. But I think there's so many of them. For a while, again, I came from Naperville 2 weeks ago. We had one in the Barnes and Noble, one across. We had three of them in the downtown. We had three Starbucks in the downtown. How can you do that? Oh, that's nice. The first months of a year normally dictate how the future stock market pans out. So not looking good in the economy for my eyes. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think. Yeah. Hello from Israel. How are you? It's weird. Somebody asked me what I thought of Iran the other day, and somebody from Israel just hopped on, and it's weird how here, and I'm sure everyone feels this way, no matter what country they're from. Uh, Scott says they're creating jobs with that many stores while making money. Yeah, but I'm not sure they're really making money, Scott. And they're not in business to create jobs. And if we're just looking at it as a company, um, I'm guessing they're overexpanded, if you know what I'm saying. I don't think, yes, it's nice that they're cleaning the counters. And yes, they're putting in some rules that are probably good for the customer or good for their bottom line. But I think their biggest problem isn't even the garbage on the tables or the endless refill cups. I think their biggest problem is that there's so many Starbucks. Starbucks is, and most of their profits probably come from their uh, drive up these days. And I think what really built Starbucks, at least in my mind, was the it felt like a home away from home, a place where you could relax and have a conversation. So if they're going to switch most of their profits to the drive up model, which I don't blame them because there's no cleaning a bathroom and there's no cleaning counters when you're dealing with drive up and they're quick transactions, but they're also going to open themselves up to uh, a lot of competition. And I've seen it in Naperville. I forget what the name of the coffee shop is. If we got any Naperville watcher, the one on Ogden Avenue across from Costco, I can't believe the lines at that uh, drive up. And uh, you might be able to create a business that's even better at the drive up model than Starbucks because that's what they were intended to do. If you're not married, that is not right. The service sector will be run by AI robotics in 5 years. Well, I like this. Carlos Gomez, I appreciate your comments. I don't necessarily agree with everything, but I appreciate your good comments. So I hope you subscribe to my show. Is Patrick watching? Can we talk about Patrick? I know I might know more about Patrick than he's. Hello, Patrick. Patrick, I know more about you than you might be comfortable with. I know you're. Can I say how? Hi, Patrick. I know you're 48 years old. I'll just leave it at that. Starbucks in place like Manhattan or downtown Chicago. Welcome aboard, Patrick. Thanks for hopping on. Uh, your mom's wonderful, Patrick. She has saved my life. Yeah. So your mom's a wonderful woman. Donald Trump is the best president in our lifetime. I love how he put Zelensky in his place. Sorry, Patrick. Sorry, Julie. I'm just reading the comments. This isn't coming from me. That's what somebody wrote. It's not what I'm saying necessarily. I'm just reading the comments. Uh, all right. Well, good. So, in essence, Patrick, you have saved mine. Transitive. You can't have a good coffee in these retails. I think there's some side conversations hopping on right now. I think there's some side conversations. Uh, Patrick, I don't know if you saw the question. Somebody just asked you, is it your son that drew the Ronaldo picture that's on your mom's wall? Or is it your brother's son? Might be your nephew. It could be your son. It could be your nephew. But somebody wants to know. Okay, it is. Patrick's son did it. Patrick, are you an artist to some degree? I know your mom is. I wonder if the art, I think the art gene does get passed along. Your mom's an artist. I bet you Patrick probably is, and Patrick's son sure is. Yeah, great job. He did a great job. See, not only do I know a lot about you, Patrick, but my whole audience does. All right, good. Hello, Kareem from California. How are you? Hello, Chip. I think there comes a point that I'm not even really needed on this show other than to get the audience growing. I can just kind of sit here and do some paperwork and you guys can all chat, which would be okay. I mean, honestly, that might be a great business model. I don't even have to provide any value except bringing huge crowds together. Maybe that would be fun. Is Patrick eligible for the Coffee with Ken Hall of Fame? Patrick? No. Sorry, Patrick, nothing personal, but this is his first time on the show. How's he going to get the Hall of Fame? I don't even know if we have a Hall of Fame. We have a Mount Rushmore. And sometimes I tell the statue builder to start chiseling in Jack Taylor's face. And then little sleepy boy sleeps in too long. And I say, get the dynamite out, blow off the face, start carving in Frank Bowl or John Joe or Barry Stevens. It's 7 Brew. Thank you, John. See, John providing value. Start chiseling John's face in. Easy, Jack Taylor. Yeah, it is 7 Brew. So, John, you're from Naperville, I assume? No. Yeah. Somebody wants me to sing my little songbird. Tweet, tweet. Tweet, tweet. Sorry for you to be on today, Patrick. This is not going to be my best show. Sometimes I actually talk about important things. Then there's days where I don't. Making coffee is an art, and having the right equipment and understanding the process of making a coffee results in a good brew. Those staff in Starbucks, etc., just press buttons. Well, okay, Gomez, you are certainly more of a yeah, no, I just push buttons too, and I'm pretty okay with just pushing buttons, and I'm okay with the Starbucks stuff. I actually didn't block Burger Planet. Oh, you live in East Highlands? West Highlands? East Highlands. Oh, I like the East Highlands. Did you see that? I went, wait, West Highlands would be to the right of Washington if I'm heading that way. I've been out of Naperville for 2 weeks, and I barely know where the downtown is. Hey, do you guys know where the Apple store is? I've heard the Riverwalk's really pretty. Should I go stroll down it? I don't know who did. One of my many moderators. Should I make Patrick a moderator? Patrick, there's a lot of responsibilities with being a moderator. You may not want to be. Do I watch the NBA? No, I don't. I used to. I used to be a big sports fan. I'm not at all anymore. And the NBA is probably the least interesting sport for me of all of them. I think the quality of that product sucks. I think watching the games, I guess I don't know. I don't watch the games. There's some good players, but it's so 3-point based. Even the college game kind of sucks right now. I'm a big University of Illinois fan. That's where I went. And all they do is put up threes, and they miss them all the time. It's very frustrating. It'd be cool if you were hitting them. But they were like 0 for 18 in a game recently, and that's kind of frustrating to watch. Wait, hold on. Somebody asked me that. Love the Highlands, yeah. Can I be a moderator? No. What's my passion then? It's too big of a question for Saturday morning. Didn't I say I was coming back home next week? Well, I'm going to come home on Monday, but it's not for a joyous occasion, Frank. I have something to take care of on Monday morning. So, yeah, so that's really my plan. Did I watch the Trump and Zelensky showdown yesterday? First time you've ever seen someone get kicked out of the White House. There it comes up again. No, I didn't. No, I did not. Frank, you can have a parade for me. You can, I don't know, have a parade if you want for me. Okay, well, Kareem, it's okay if I lost your subscription. I won't lose any sleep over you unsubscribing. From which country you are? From the United States of America. Can we call it America? The rest of the world, because we have some rest of the world people watching. I wanted to call it America, but that seems a little, I don't know. I thought maybe my foreign watchers might get upset. Jack Taylor wants a tour of Appleton. That's interesting. I'm not scheduled to work, although I did try and pick up a shift because I'm such a hard worker, which would be 6 days in a row. But either way, I could do a tour of Appleton, but I don't really know Appleton that well. I could just kind of walk along and wave to people. Back to basketball. Agree on the NBA being tough to watch. College still more fun to watch. Change to watch in Wisconsin. They can hit the threes. Oh, that hurts, Patrick. That hurts. Yeah, no, Wisconsin's always had a pretty good program. I'll tell you what, they have great solid sports programs, both football and basketball. And I've been to Madison, but only a little bit. Wisconsin was one of the colleges I was considering when I was applying some time ago. Again, I've always kind of liked Wisconsin. Here I am. Here I am. JV Joe's worried. So United States, no United States, America includes Central and South America, says Carlos Gomez. JV Joe's concerned with my diet and wants to know if I eat a hearty breakfast. I've been eating such a hearty breakfast lately. I've gained probably 10 pounds. There's breakfast served in my hotel. I'm going to go down to the end of the hotel when I say goodbye to you guys in a little bit and get some coffee, get some juice, get some hard-boiled eggs. May or may not get some oatmeal. I made waffles the other day. Sandra Lynn encouraged me to make some waffles. They have a little waffle iron there that's so easy to use, and it's so dang good. It's ridiculous. I never would have thought to. I would have gone, it looks like work, looks like it'll make a mess, sticky, various reasons, various excuses. I made one. It was so easy, so delicious, and so perfect that I made another. What do I eat for lunch and dinner? I don't know. Why did I stop doing commercials for Mr. Clean products, bald man? Well, I at least appreciate the innovation with that joke, so I'll answer it. Well, they weren't. I thought I was underpaid. I thought I was underappreciated. We're currently negotiating for a 8-figure deal to go back to Mr. Clean. Thank you, Russia loves Japan. Wonder how you guys think of your names. Hold on here, I got to see something. Somebody said something long. What are the political conditions of USA at ground level, and how do you see the leadership of Prime Minister Modi? Well, I mean, I think the political conditions are interesting as heck in the United States right now. Some, Julie, might not think they're very interesting, but I'm kind of being entertained and not concerned really in any way. What do I think of Prime Minister Modi? First, what I would have to do to appropriately answer you is go on Google and type in Prime Minister Modi and figure out who the heck they are. Because I don't know who Prime Minister Modi is. JV Joe's, for some reason, suggesting I substitute eggs for ham and cheese on toast. But I like my eggs. I do not want to substitute my eggs for ham and cheese on toast. Plus, there's no ham and cheese on toast down there. I mean, there might be, but the eggs I just kind of crack. Is there any great way to crack a hard-boiled egg? Do I know Imran Khan? No. Is he a friend of Prime Minister Modi? Again, we have we have the most intelligent audience here on social media. But I'm not. I mean, I'm still sleepy. I worked so hard this week. Hello, Lenny. How are you? What about you get and then have a little talk and make her a ham sandwich? No. Mixture of everything. Was the result of general elections of USA for Americans there? Was the result of general elections of USA for Americans there? I don't understand what you're saying. I mean, not everybody agrees. There's some. Sorry, I won't say anything. Hi there. I almost feel pressure that Patrick's here. He's going to go, Mom, I don't know, the show was boring. Bald dude drinking coffee. Cheers for the Illini. Let's see. Do I know Quentin Tarantino? No, I don't. Somebody else is asking me the thoughts on Trump's meeting with Zelensky. Again, I have no, here's my thoughts. Okay, first of all right, I'm going to lose some of you, but tough. I voted for Trump. I'm slightly right of center. Sorry. But I did. And I don't mind really anything he's doing. I think some things are crazy. Again, he changed the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. I don't know how you can do that, but it makes me kind of chuckle that he did. And I know he's doing some big things that are scary and might have impacts. I don't know what's going on with the tariffs, and I don't know what's going on with his meeting with Zelensky. But my only thought there is I don't know why Ukraine and Russia are warring. And I have no, historically, we would look at Russia here in the United States as the bad guy and think they're the bad guy. And I just don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. What do I think about Pakistan? Wait, okay, hold on. I mean, what was the reaction of the Americans to see that Trump coming in power again, or people were disappointed with the outcome? Well, some people were. He got voted in, so people weren't across the board. There were some people that were really hating the result, weren't there, Julie? No, but there were some people that were absolutely furious and couldn't believe it and thought we would become this monstrous place right away. And it's kind of funny. Well, again, I apologize for politics. But I'll have people posting, oh, we're going in the wrong direction. Trump lied to us. I mean, it's been like a month. I don't know if we're going in the wrong or right direction, but it's sure been interesting. What do I think about Pakistan? Not a lot. Again, somebody asked me what I thought about Iran the other day. The press we get on Pakistan here in the United States isn't great. The imagery I see, the people I know associated with it. I'm not biased against Pakistani people, and I think Pakistan might be just fine. But again, I'd almost say, like Iran, the press we get here in the States on Pakistan isn't great. So for me to say, oh, I love it, would be almost impossible because I've almost never heard anything really good about Pakistan. And I'm not saying there's not great things about Pakistan, but I think whatever country you are in is super biased or brainwashed, if you will, to have certain opinions about other countries automatically. And certainly in the United States, we're taught to think Iran is bad. And not Pakistan so much, but we've certainly heard negative things about it, and certainly heard negative things about Russia. And we have preconceived notions as a country about other countries. And I think that's a problem because I've got no issue with the people of Iran or the people of Pakistan or the people of Russia. And I don't know enough about the governments really to feel. I think it's important to realize we are being brainwashed about how we feel about other countries. Well, JV Joe, I assume you're saying that sarcastically. I don't think that changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico will really help the price of groceries. But you gotta almost chuckle that he did it. I wouldn't. So does the whole world call it the Gulf of America now? Or did the whole world call it the Gulf of Mexico? I'm just laughing that he did it. Let's see. I'm learning English, sir. How will I be able to speak like you? Any suggestions? No, I don't know. I'd say the easiest way to speak like me is be born here. But if you're not going to do that, I would say listening would probably help, would probably trickle in, but practicing your English as often as you can. I'm fairly good at Spanish. I took Spanish in school for a couple of years, and I've worked in a bunch of restaurants in my life. And if I see a Hispanic person, I will use Spanish as often as I can. So I would say practice as much as you can will help. But just like everything, practice makes perfect. Hello, JV Joe. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué onda? Oh, well, that's so sweet. Nick, you said you look better in yourself, Ken, and you seem so much more settled and together. It's funny you say I'm settled because I'm in a hotel. But I think I'm doing the right things, and I think I've gotten away from certain things as hard as it's been. Okay, Pig Daddy. Pig Daddy, I don't know if I love your name, but I mean, I might love your name, Pig Daddy. Says it's been legitimately recognized. All maps forward will show the Gulf of America. I mean, how does Mexico feel about that? Again, I doubt it's going to impact anything in any way, but it's hilarious that it happened. It's hilarious. Next thing I know, Canada will be the 51st state. I don't know how it's happening. Hello, USA. Soda Sounds throwing out some political stuff. We'll go with political stuff right now. Says Iran is highly opposed to U.S. support of Israel. Okay, I'm just going to say this. In the United States, we are taught to be pro-Israeli. I think what I, if I may, like something about me, I think I'll say it like it is. And I'm middle of the road enough to not really necessarily to have to say anything with an agenda. Like Julie said, it was a show of power. Yeah, it probably was. It was kind of funny, though. You know, what wouldn't be a good show of power is like lining tanks up on the border. That would be, I mean, I don't know. Still don't know how they did it. I don't know who owns the Gulf of America. It's just some water. It's probably international water. Can you just change the name? An ego feeding, yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it, but it's hilarious. I mean, I don't disagree. Mexico is a nation on an American continent. America is a reference to the explorer credited for discovering North and South America. Well, I knew that. Yeah, but Mexico must have felt a little more ownership when it was the Gulf of Mexico. So, okay, what you're saying is he's not actually claiming it for the United States of America. He's saying, hey, we should at least share ownership with this continent that is America. And in that sense, you could see why he's saying it. Because I'll bet it was somebody from Mexico that originally named it the Gulf of Mexico. All right, I'm going to just throw this out there. Tyler said, and this is not coming from me. Nobody hate me. I'm just the bearer of the news. Tyler said, I'm just glad we don't got a weak president like Biden. when I have nothing to add to my show, I'm just going to throw grenades in there and see if you guys can argue about things. Yeah. Well, that's true. It's not the Gulf of the United States of America. What do I think about myself? I don't know. I'm a work in progress. I'm trying to get a little better. I'm trying to do the right thing. Yeah. Nobody wants to come after whoever said the comment about Biden. I'm trying to cause trouble now. Again, I don't have much to add, not much to add. I've been talking for an hour. Where is the former Navy SEAL of USA, David Goggins? Is he taking souls right now? I don't know what that means. Was David Goggins a Navy SEAL? I don't know about him. I mean, he certainly offers value to those people that want to live that rigorous of a life to create a successful being. I believe if you did what he did and believed as he did and worked like he did, you would be in great shape and you'd probably be uber successful, whatever that means. But at what cost? I think I do a lot and believe a lot in what David Goggins says without all the hard discipline. I like to hug myself and love on myself and kind of think, I don't know, I find myself happiest in that space. What do I think about the Illuminati conspiracy theories? I don't know what the Illuminati means. So I don't have any thoughts on that, or Prime Minister Modi, or the other person that somebody mentioned earlier. But we got a great audience today. We got 60 people watching. Hopefully we're picking up some subscribers today. I've been creeping towards 5,800 subscribers here on YouTube over the last few days. I keep thinking maybe today's the day we go through. I thought that yesterday, but it was not. Yes, aluminum is useful. Good morning, Grenifer. How are you? Mr. Good Bar or Classic Hershey Bar? What's the difference? The Good Bar comes in the red or orange package, is that right? And a Classic Hershey Bar obviously comes in the dark colored package. I don't know what the difference is. Are they but from different companies? You subscribed. What do you think? Is it good? I don't know what that means. Did I mention my new job yet? No. I mentioned I've enjoyed it. I've worked hard. I like the people I work with, and I've gotten a lot of hours, all of which I like. I think the money will be pretty good. Let me see. Patrick Flanagan says, David Goggins, incredible story, motivating, but agreed he was and is not a normal human, but concepts that can be used in real life. Loved his books. Well, Patrick, I haven't read any of his books. I just seen him on TV and heard him. And yeah, just, you know, yeah, I don't know. What do I do for a living? Mr. Goodbars with peanuts. Well, I don't know. Would I rather have peanuts in my chocolate or not? I don't know. They're both pretty tasty. I don't want to make a decision between the Hershey's candy bar and the Mr. Good bar right now because they both sound delicious to me. I still can't decide whether I'm going to eat eggs or waffles at my continental breakfast. Yeah, well, we're going to continue. Different chocolate recipe too, huh? Dark chocolate, number one. You like dark chocolate better than milk chocolate? Sorry, Patrick. Usually our show's much better. Please tune in tomorrow for hopefully more quality content. All right. Well, I think the quality of my content has deteriorated to such a low level, and I don't know what the story is with my coffee, and it's 8:45, and the continental breakfast is only served till 9:30 at my hotel. Uh, no, I'm not agitated at all. I just can't keep track of the conversation. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I can't keep track of the comments. I've talked for 65 minutes, and I appreciate you guys so much for joining on this morning. And I'm looking forward to grabbing some coffee and getting some breakfast and going about my day. If any of you are new to my show, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it a lot. I have fun. I go live every morning and just talk about life and drink some coffee. And hopefully you enjoy it. I have fun doing it. So please uh, follow along as well. Thanks, Patrick. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you are uh, had a great week. You're excited about your weekend. You're feeling good. You're at peace. You're in the moment. You're loving yourself. You're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope